Yesterday, you know that about the Kulraj law. The Kulraj law states that the molar conductance of an electrolyte at infinite dilution is the sum of the contribution of an cation and anion of the electrolyte. So repeats once again. So the molar conductance of an electrolyte at infinite dilution is the sum of the contribution of the cation and anion of the electrolyte. That is mu m naught is equal to lambda naught plus lambda naught minus. So I already taken the some examples that the molar conductance of sodium chloride at infinite dilution is equal to the sum of the contribution of the molar conductance of the sodium ion and the chloride ion. Let us understand the application of the Kulraj law. Application of Kulraj law. The first application of the Kulraj law is determination of the molar conductance. Determination of molar conductance. Determination of the molar conductance at infinite dilution. So this can be calculated by direct method. Knowing the molar conductance of the cation and anion at infinite dilution, we can easily calculate the molar conductance of an electrolyte. That is, mu m naught for an electrolyte can be calculated by adding the contribution of limiting molar conductivities. So, say for example, this is called as the direct method. This is called direct method. So, say for example, the molar conductance of the acetic acid can be calculated as the molar conductance is sum of the molar conductance of the acetic acetate ion and the molar conductance of the hydrogen ion, that is anion and the cation ion. In the same way, if you take the molar conductance of the sodium sulfate, that is 2 times the molar conductivity of the sodium ion and the molar conductivity of the sulfate ion. In the same way, the molar conductance of calcium chloride at infinite dilution is equal to the molar conductance of the cation, that is calcium ion, and 2 times the molar conductance of the chloride ion. That is, in this way we have to calculate. Then the second application is the molar conductance, the determination of degree of the dissociation of weak electrolyte. That is the second application. Determination of degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte. Now you know that already what is meant by degree of dissociation. It is the fraction or the extent of the electrolyte undergone ionization. So if weak electrolyte solution is taken in conductivity shell of node, shell constant is dipped in it resistance of the solution is determined by Coleridge-Bridge method. Then to determine the specific conductance, the specific conductance K is equal to 1 divided by R into L by the L 1 by R into L by L. Knowing the molar conductance is calculated by the formula, as I already said, mu m is equal to 1000 K divided by C, where K is the specific conductance and C is concentration of or molarity of the solution. Then degree of dissociation, how to calculate? So knowing the molar conductance and knowing the molar conductance at infinite dilution, we can calculate the molar conductance of a solution to the molar conductance of a same solution at infinite dilution. Thus mu m naught can be calculated by the Coleridge law as already, so you know the first step. Then dissociation constant, if you consider the weak electrolyte, AB is a weak electrolyte, partially undergo condenses, gives the AB by definition K is equal to C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. So substitute the value of alpha is not mu m divided by mu m naught. So substitute the value of alpha. Finally we will get that the C into mu m square divided by mu m naught minus mu m. After simplification, so put the value of alpha is, you know that already, alpha is mu m divided by mu m naught. So put the value and simplify, we will get K. Then this is the way to calculate the degree of dissociation as well as the dissociation constant. Then the third application is determination of the degree molar conductance at infinite dilution by indirect method. Third application is determination of mu m naught by indirect method. So how to determine the molar conductance of a solution of a weak electrolyte by indirect method? So we can choose three different electrolytes, three different strong electrolytes. So by direct method we have to calculate the molar conductance of a solution at infinite dilution. Knowing the molar conductivities of the strong electrolyte, we can calculate the molar conductivities of the weak electrolyte at infinite dilution. So how? Let us see. Now we can choose the sodium chloride, sodium acetate and the hydrochloric acid. All are the strong electrolyte. So by direct method we have to calculate the molar conductance of sodium chloride and molar conductance of sodium acetate and molar conductance of the hydrochloric acid. So knowing the molar conductivities of all these three electrolyte at infinite dilution, we can calculate the molar conductance of the weak electrolyte, that is acetic acid. How? So let us see here. Now we have to know the molar conductance of the sodium acetate and the molar conductance of hydrochloric acid minus the molar conductance of sodium chloride. Now let us see. So according to the Coleridge law, the molar conductance of some of the contribution of the cation and anion. So that is sodium and the HCl, H plus and Cl minus molar conductance of sodium ion and the chloride ion at infinite dilution. So remove the bracket and cancel the sodium chloride. You will get the molar conductance of acetic acid and the molar conductance of acetate ion and the hydrogen ion. Thus, we can, by indirect method, we can calculate the molar conductance of the acetic acid. So this is about the application of the Coleridge law. Then let us understand the term electrolysis. So lysis is to break. How? By the passage of current. That is called as electrolysis. So when direct current is passed into the solution of an electrolyte, the positive ions like the sodium ion, hydrogen ion, copper ion, zinc ion, sodium, etc. move towards the cathode, and the negative ions are moved towards the anode. They lose their charge at the electrodes, discharging the elements at the electrode. The process of decomposition of an electrolyte by passing electric current through it either in the molten state or in the aqueous state is called electrolysis. Now when you consider the electrolytic cell, so place the two electrodes. Now say sodium chloride. Now it undergo, when you pass the electric current, so it undergoes, decomposes, leads to the formation of sodium ion and chloride ion. The sodium ion discharge at the surface of the cathode and the chloride ion discharge at the surface of the anode. Thus the process of movement of the cation and anion at the oppositely charged electrode is called as the electrolysis. So if you consider the hydrochloric acid, by passage of current, now so if you pass 1 Faraday of current into it, that is 1 Faraday is 96,500 coulomb. Now 1.008 gram of hydrogen gas is liberated and 35.5 gram of chlorine gas is discharged on the surface of the electrodes. So this is about the electrolysis. Electrolysis means it is the process of decomposition of an electrolyte by the passage of current through it either in the molten state or in the aqueous state is called as the electrolysis. So this is about the electrolyte. Tomorrow to discuss the product of electrolysis. Thank you.